So you made it through the holidays, and now it's time to think about the coming year. I want to invite you to be really intentional about what it is that you want to create, because the truth is that most of us go through life on autopilot. We kind of get to the end of life and we're sort of like, oh, what just happened here? Like, I missed out a lot. I have a lot of regrets about what I didn't do, people I didn't see. I don't want that for you. All right. So I'm inviting you to pause with me here, get out a notepad, and brainstorm a little bit. First, what we want to do is kind of reassess the last year. And a really fun way to do that is to go through your phone, go through the pictures, go back and remember, what were you doing last January, February, March? What were the highlights? What were good things that were happening? What were some things that maybe were not so good and that you want to kind of sort out? What do you want more of? Because then what we're going to do is to reverse engineer the coming year. So I'm going to invite you to think really clearly about, when I get to the end of the next year, how will I be feeling? What will I have experienced? What did I do more of? What did I do less of? What brought me joy? And who are the people that I saw? What memories did I make? If you can go to the end result, then we can reverse engineer and think about the action line. Like, how would I have been showing up? What are the things that I would have been doing over the year? Or what are the things that I wouldn't have been doing? For instance, if you want more intimacy and connection with your husband, well, you might be doing a whole lot more of expressing gratitude and a whole lot less complaining. Or maybe you want specific memories with your children. Maybe there's a big birthday coming up or a big graduation or something. What is it that you want to create there? How will you show up? How are you being? Are you happier? Are you more grateful? Are you more fit? Are you exercising more? And then you want to go back to the next step, looking at, how will you be feeling? Like, how will you be feeling in order to do all of these empowered things that are going to create the result that you really want? And from that feeling, it's a one word feeling that you're going to be claiming as, maybe that's your word of the year. Maybe that's going to be your word of the year. And then what are you going to be thinking? Because it's always our thoughts that starts everything in life. What we think is what we will create. And so if you're thinking about all the problems that you have in life, and sicknesses or struggles or marital problems or kid problems, if you're focused on that all the time, you're going to get more of it. I'm inviting you to be intentional, to play with me in the coming year and try to switch it up. What is a more empowering thought? It might be something like, even though last year was a challenge, I know that this year is going to be fabulous, because a because statement is always super powerful. It tells your brain that this is a real thing. Okay. So because maybe some of you will start coaching with Coach Carol. All right. So because I started coaching with Coach Carol, or it might be because I really learned how to master my thinking, or because I went for a walk and committed to my exercise. And so I know that I'm fit and healthy in the new year because I committed to exercise. Or my marriage is better because I expressed a desire for more date nights. And I want to invite all of you that if you have a vision, this is what we're creating, right? When I tell you to go to the result at the end of the year, that's a vision. So if part of your vision is that you have a better marriage, I'm going to invite you to do that, to express a desire for at least a date night once a week. So the dream is to have regular date nights and once a month overnights. I know, there I go. Again, I'm telling you things that you can't possibly do. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Go to creativity rather than the negativity. Stay in creativity. If you express a desire to your husband for more intimacy, connection, and that you'd love to go away once a month and just be swept off your feet, I'm going to bet the man's going to say yes. Like, his brain's going to get creative on how to do that. I promise you that spending a little bit of money on a babysitter, or asking grandma or an aunt or a neighbor or somebody that you trust to babysit, is going to be a way better investment than counseling later on or divorce lawyers. I'm just saying, I've seen it all as a marriage coach, and I would rather see you now, early on, start making your relationship a priority, the connection, and don't be waiting thinking, well, he should do that. He needs to plan the dates. If he plans the dates, I'll go, but I shouldn't have to do all that. Just express your desires. Like, I'd love to go to live music, or I'd love to go to Mexican, or I'd love to go on a cruise. Whatever it is, you get to dream and you get to just put it out there. You can have a dream session with your man. Get each other on board, creating the next year as both of you want. And then along the way, I want to make sure that you're patting yourself on the back and you're doing lots of celebrating. So, for instance, if you want to say at the end of the year, I want to be a more grateful human being. Great. And so an action step that you might take is that you're going to do your gratitude journal 5 out of 7 days, that you're going to make sure that you're writing down things that you're grateful for 5 out of 7 days, and you're going to express them at least one thing a day to your husband. Now, if you do that, I want you to pat yourself on the back. And even if you get to an end of a week and be like, oh, gosh, I didn't do it, don't beat yourself up. We don't do shame around here. Don't beat yourself up. Just try again. Next week, you get to do better. The more intentional you are, I promise you, you're going to create a better and better life, and to be able to celebrate regularly. I've expressed a desire for a weekly date night, and so that pretty much always happens now. And lots of times he'll call and say, we're celebrating. And I'm like, what are we celebrating? And every time his answer is life. We're celebrating life. The man has an abundance mentality, big time. That carries him through. So I'm going to invite you to do more celebrating. You are always the expert in your life and you get to decide. But today I'm inviting you to dream a little bigger, expand what it is that you want. You're always going to get more of what you focus on. So if you're focusing on those problems, you're going to get more of the negativity and the problems, and you're going to keep finding them. If you can maybe set an intention of more love, more connection, more romance, more happiness in your life, regardless of what your husband does or doesn't do, you can find all of those things. So that's one of the things that I work on with clients, is helping them to figure out how to create the feelings that it is that they really want in life. And so if that's you, reach out for a relationship assessment call on my website, createmyhappymarriage.com. I'm happy to explore with you if what I offer is something that can help you to create a better life. You don't need to suffer. There's so much that you as a woman can do, because you are the heart of the home. And when you figure out what your result is, and then your actions, how you're going to show up, the things you're going to do and not do, figure out the feeling that you want to feel in the coming year and the thoughts that are going to fuel that, you're going to be on your road to creating a fabulous year. So, cheers!